going to show you some of the progress with Bella. Today I've asked a few helpers here. I've got Taylor there, I've got Spry, and I've got Ellie down there, just acting as distractions. We're doing nothing different. We're working on heel work. I'm doing some remote sit, some steadiness stuff. Still teething, haven't lost the canines. We're getting close though, I think, because they're about the only ones left. So no retrieving, and I don't want to do a ton of denials when I can't reward their steadiness. So we do throw a bumper or two and pick it up ourselves, but very limited. I've done it maybe 4 times in the last week and a half. So like 4 individual reps. So she likes to get down. The bugs are real bad. So we're gonna make this kind of short. Bella, heel. So the temptation is going to be Taylor here, and you can see, boy, she's got nice focus on me. I've been putting a lead on her, I'd say maybe 50% of the time. So we get to a distraction here, we turn, and she comes right with. Beautiful. Well done, little girl. So some of her, the reason I got these dogs out here right now is some of her struggles have come, she's gotten very good in real controlled situations. Outside here is pretty controlled. She's gotten really good at it. Her struggle has come when we've had a little bit of distraction. So we're trying to build a little bit of time in now too, a little more distance. I do want to keep her attention in her eyes. The hard part right now is, quite honestly, the mosquitoes. My attention is drawn away from the dogs, and I'm swatting mosquitoes constantly. Good, good. I don't mind them getting up to scoot around as I walk past when they're very little. I don't want them doing it when they're older. It's probably my mistake. I should go past her a little bit quicker. When I get to the back side of her here, come through, and then she just switches over her shoulder. I can slow down and I can add distance to it out here. But I always got to be cautious and aware of her focus, the amount of time I can ask her to do this. Notice the lead is always stretched out, so when I come in, I don't reach down right away. I don't want to get her excited and get her off her spot. You can see her little tail start. I go down, I get the lead, and then I move in. Bella, heel. And then we move on with it. It's kind of like hitting the reset button. We can now go ahead and do this again. So you're going to notice that loose lead. You're going to notice that that adjustable tab is touching the ring almost always. Whenever it doesn't, now I swing it around the top of her neck quite a bit to keep it in the right position. Whenever it doesn't, if she gets out too far, which she hasn't yet, she'd get a correction. She hasn't gotten one yet. Good. Nice little distraction with Taylor. Now I'm going to start building in the whistle. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. She gets a little out of position when I blow that whistle, but that's okay. Little distraction here. Turn. Heel. Good. I want to try to correct that before she swings way out in front. You'll notice now she's way out of position. Bella, heel. Good, good. Bella, heel. Good. Let that lead down. We're gonna make this really short. These poor dogs, you can just see them swarming on them. So hopefully that's maybe the last hatch. Keep her eyes. I don't mind her laying down if she thinks she's going to be there a while. As I add a little distance, I come over here. I pet another dog. I pet another dog. It's not too tempting for her, sit down, to want to run in on it. So that's why we're building in these other dogs. So we're just slow there, very good. So she laid down, and now she gets right back up into attention as I come back in. And we're gonna be done. You think, Ben? These mosquitoes, Ben's just scratching away. So I send down, I tell her she's good. Bella, heel. And we heel off of it. That's enough. We're gonna feed her. I'm gonna show you how we feed, show you some of the progress we've got with her feeding. Her little lining is coming together nicely to the bowl of food. And it's about perfect timing because we're gonna start retrieving as soon as the canines come in. And that's probably not that far off. So the little retrieve will be, the little lining to the bowl of food will be a nice transition to a lining to a retrieve as we build in a little bit, just a wee bit of steadiness on those retrieves. But that's coming. All right, that's enough. Let's move inside. We came in from outside. We got ready. She's still got her adjustable leader on, and it's a huge level of control when she wears that collar and lead combination. So I'm gonna get her food ready, and it's been at least 5 minutes since we've been in here, and she's just sitting really nice and really steady. And I think it's important to show that this is part of where we start to develop this on and off of we're going to ask you to do something, but then we're going to ask you to not do something. And when I say ask you to not do something, that means just be quiet. Don't do anything, but do that well. And so a lot of people, I think, get a little bit confused in that they're constantly looking at what can we be working on? What can I be doing with the dog? Most of my training with these young dogs is doing nothing and being okay with it. The majority of the time, that's what we do. That's how we develop this mindset or mentality for them to be okay with not doing anything, like being steady, being quiet, being calm, being patient. So I'm gonna move, I'll set the bowl of food over here, Ben. Now I am gonna set it up the same way I have been. It's just this time we've reversed it. Just normally I send her that way. Today we're gonna send her this way. But what I'm gonna do with her is I'm gonna show you, I've been doing it with the lead off. So we're gonna take the lead on and off. This is a great chance. Every time we take the lead on and off, it's a chance for a lesson. Don't get in a habit of pulling your head out. Don't get in a habit of tearing your neck out of this lead when I start taking it off. Because to me, that's a signal or a sign of freedom. I no longer have you. You can run off and do what you want. I don't want her attitude to change any when the lead goes on or when the lead goes off. I hate the habit of dogs that pull their heads out. So we go on and off, and nothing really changes. And it's nice because then I don't have to catch the dog to put the lead on. I see a lot of times where we got to get a hold of the dog to get the lead on because they fight it and they move their head and they fuss. So have them sit, good. And get in this habit of slipping it on, good. And then slipping it off. Good dog. Now I'm going to show you some of the progress we've made. Remember we struggled with lining. I haven't had her line off of a sit yet, so not sure that she will. She wants to have a tendency to go around behind me. We've seen that before. There it is. Come on, come on. Come on. Good dog. Good girl. That was the best one yet. Good girl. It just took her a little while to get comfortable going in front of me. She always wanted to duck around behind me. So she found success doing it that way. That's great. I didn't make her come off of a sit. I didn't make her sit down and send her off. Remember early on, she became so steady that she wouldn't come off a sit. So now I've been sitting her down and just keeping my left hand under her flank here a little bit, lining out with the right hand and sending her. And she goes nicely. So we're just taking steps, gradual steps. You saw here, she first went around behind me. That's her old habit. That was a step in the process. And I went from making her sit to not making her sit anymore. In fact, I would call her and swing her around and just kind of slingshot her back at the food. So we've done several different things along the way here. But what I did was I recognized right away some of the issues and started to address them. So I'm going to steady her up just a fuzz more this time. So if she leans, I catch her with this hand. Bella. Good girl. And she's going out a lot more confident and a lot more boldly. So with her, we have seen this trend where she's cautious about things really early on. Shh. The other dogs haven't eaten yet, and this is usually, we're a little out of order. Usually the big dogs eat first. But she's cautious usually on something new, and then as she develops comfort and confidence, her boldness comes out. So it's just a really nice little part of this dog. No issues with her eating anymore. She gets to the bowl, she eats. She knows that routine. She has that habit down. So we reset 3 or 4 times there and got nice little linings. Pretty quick here. I'll make her steady up before I send her. She's being steady before, and I don't think there's gonna be an issue with steadiness because she was too steady to begin with. So that's a good example of, she was so steady, we had to make her loose. And then she's starting to get loose and confident. Now we're gonna slowly start steadying her back. So we're gonna find somewhere in the middle. And she's just a really nice dog, and I'm really having a lot of fun with her. I'm taking a lot of the pressure off myself, which is making it a lot more fun. I've watched now, I talked earlier today, I've been watching some videos of some pointing dog guys that are training pointing dogs. And pointing dogs, I understand, are a little different than our retrievers. But even some of the retriever stuff that I see, I just think we're in too big of a rush. And I'm not. I think some people are. And I don't care, it doesn't bother me. I think everyone does it their own way, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to compare myself to that. I'm good with our pace. I'm good with the results we get in the end. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sit. Good. So slow and sure, heel work, steadiness. Sit, wait, be patient on those teeth for retrieving. Place training's coming along really nice. She's become a little bit sneaky on me. I have to put her in vision. I trust her on there. I will leave the room, no problem. She's become real sneaky on me lately. While I'm sitting here, all of a sudden I look and she went and she grabbed her blanket that I cover her kennel with. Come on, come here. And now you're gonna have this. Come on, good dog. So Ben, put your Crocs away. Are these yours? Okay, I was glad because I thought they were mine. Sit. So I have gotten into a habit, and I would have been surprised if those were mine, because she is such a retriever. Our house has never looked so shoeless before. We put all of our shoes away now. We have a spot they have to be in, not on the floor, or she's gonna pick them up every opportunity she has. I can't fault her for that. I love it, actually. But so we picked those up. That was a retrieve. Not planned, didn't want it, but we made it into something positive. But her place, she snuck off me, and she's so quiet about it now. She went and got her blanket, and she came back and brought it up onto her bed the other day, or yesterday. She got the rug in front of the washing machine, and I turn around and she's got the rug on there. How did she do that? Well, she's just real quiet. She sneaks off, she gets it, she brings it back up. So I have to pay attention. So what I've done is, as I work on my computer right there, I started moving the bed so that I physically can actually see her come off of it. So it's just little things like that that we're working on. I'm just real happy with the progress, and I can't allow myself to get caught up in comparing to other dogs that I've trained, comparing to other dogs that other people are training. I love getting as much knowledge and information as I can, and I think there's tons of good resources out there. I just have to pick and choose the stuff that applies with me and with our dogs. So nice progress. We really haven't posted many of these yet, but we're going to be starting soon. So you're going to start really seeing the progress over the last 2 or 3 weeks with her. And in 2 to 3 weeks from now, you'll see a big change as well. So right now she's about, I want to say she's about 18 weeks, 18 or 19 weeks. So we're getting there.
We got a long drive home, and I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned